As November 8 gradually draws close, Anambra State indigents will be heading to the polls to vote for their preferred candidate to govern the state for the next 4 years. With the incumbent Governor Charles Soludo favored to win, candidates from other parties will hope they have done enough to win the people of the state over to vote for them. One of such people is the governorship candidate of Action Alliance, AA, Ozo Jeff Nweke, who has said that his aspiration to govern the state was born out of the feeling he has of the suffering masses, stressing that he is powered by the people. Nweke, a security expert, said that if elected, he would from day one do away with all the policies that cause hardship for the residents of the state. The AA candidate will be up against Chukwuma Soludo of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, Nicholas Ukachukwu of the All Progressives Congress, APC, and George Moralu of the Labour Party, among others. Joining us on the show to discuss his plans for the Anambra people and his chances at the coming elections is Jeff Nweke, governorship candidate of Action Alliance, Anambra State. Good morning, Mr. Nweke, and welcome to the morning show.
Good morning. How are you? And thank you for having me.
All right, excellent. Okay, so let's go straight in. My first question to you would be that you've talked about you taking away policies that cause poverty for the people of Anambra State. Can you identify those policies? What would be your 3 key areas that you will address if elected as governor of the state? Can you hear me?
Please, can you come again?
Mr. Nweke, I was asking you, okay, let me rephrase. What would be your top 3 areas of concern if you do get elected as governor of Anambra State? Because you mentioned that there's some policies that are causing poverty for the people of Anambra State. Which are some of these policies that you will do away with if you become elected?
Well, it's not actually a policy. The whole system needs to be revamped. I mean, the system of governance in Anambra State needs to be revamped. And make no mistake, I'm not talking about only Soludo and his governance. No. I am talking about the system even before Soludo came into power. And nobody has taken it serious to look at why we are suffering what we are suffering from. Is it the poverty level in Anambra State? Is it the insecurity level in Anambra State? Is it on the healthcare center? Is it on infrastructure sector in Anambra State? Everything needs to be revamped. So we have to make a complete turnaround when we take over power. There must be an inclusiveness of governance in Anambra State, where the people have to sit down. Because the people who are governing are from this state, and they are the ones feeling the brunt of the whole incompetence that is coming up from one government to the other, who do not want to look at how is our people going to fare better, and then to revamp the economy, to revamp the healthcare sector, to revamp the insecurity. So that whatever strategy or whatever program we come about that will help us in putting all these things in order will be sustainable. But no, nobody wants to look at it. So what I'm saying is that the things that we're going to do differently from them is that we are going to be very serious in using common sense, in making sure that we, as we understand what is going on, dealt with whatever that is our problem in Anambra State seriously, with human face, with understanding that we are governing or administering people, not animals, like we are seeing now.
But when you talk about the economy,
people,
Mr.
and therefore
Nweke,
people must have a stake and must have a say in the governance.
Yes, Mr. Nweke, when you talk about the Anambra economy, actually a report recently released by Budget says Anambra emerged as Nigeria's top performing state in fiscal management for 2025. So it means that he's managed the economy, quite well. That's Governor Soludo. What would you do differently?
I don't know why I'm not hearing you very well.
Okay, can you hear me now? Mr. Nweke, can you hear me?
Okay, come again.
Okay, when you talked about an overhaul of the way the economy has been managed, Anambra State emerged Nigeria's top-performing state in fiscal management in 2025, according to a recent report released by Budget, overtaking Lagos State. What would you do differently? Because, I mean, the governor seems to have done quite well, at least in that regard. So what would you do differently? What do you have for the Anambra people? You know, can you articulate your plans for the people?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I understand that there are some reports going on that when you think about the Anambra State GDP and so on and so forth, and which is also the yardstick that you're using to measure which state is doing well and which state is not doing well. I don't believe that. I believe that if a state is doing very well in terms of the physical economy and so on, as you have just said, you don't need any Bureau of Statistics to go and find out how far we are doing in our state. You look at the individual people, the citizens of those places. How are they faring? So that when I look at a person that is coming from Anambra State, that is a citizen of Anambra State, I don't need any Bureau of Statistics to tell me that Anambra State is doing well. I will see it in the life of that person. I will see the quality of life the citizens are living, which is what is going to tell me that we are doing well. And that is exactly what we are going to do. When we come into power we will have this strategy that is going to revamp the economy so that whatever achievement we are making in enhancing the economy will be translated in the life of the citizens of our state. It will be translated in our hospital. It will be translated in our schools. We will see it firsthand. You don't need to go somewhere and somebody will be reading the statistics for you and tell you that unemployment rate is down when the unemployment rate is about 99%. It is true. Whether you like it or not, I'm saying it. And you don't need to say that the people are living very, very nice, that the economy of the state is growing when the citizens are suffering. They are suffering, and therefore we need to apply common sense and not just being politically correct or making some political statements that will eventually show that you are doing well. Make no mistake. And I will keep saying it. I'm not talking about the present government. This thing has been going on before the present government. The only issue I have with the present government is that their programs and their initiatives in addressing this very particular issue are not working, probably because of how they implement it. When we come into power, we will do a different job. It is going to be governance different. It's not going to be governance as usual. Okay. Therefore, what I'm saying is, if you are putting up infrastructure or making the economy to grow, and you did not see it in the life of the people, you could not see it in ordinary life of the people, you could not see it on the dining table of the people, you could not see it in the quality of education we are giving to our people. It is zero. It's not working. It's just as simple as that.
Okay, real quickly. At first, before we know what you're going to sort out, let's even have your idea of what is happening in the state. How many healthcare centers, how many schools do we even have in Anambra State as we speak, before we talk about your plan for healthcare? How many healthcare centers and how many schools do we have?
Well, if you talk about how many schools we have in Anambra State, we have about 179 communities, and all these 179 communities are having schools. Some are having 2 and some are having 1. So if you talk about how many schools, I don't know.
So I want the exact number.
So that primary school, could be tertiary school.
So that we know for planning purposes how many schools, the number of schools, and the number of healthcare centers, be it primary or tertiary healthcare centers across the state.
Is it Rufai that I'm talking to?
Yes, sir.
Is it Rufai that I'm talking
to?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Rufai, the honest truth is that in Anambra State now, you cannot exactly know how many schools that we have.
No, but you
so
must have...
if the communities are 179...
You must have the data so that if you enter office today, you know how to even plan.
That's what I'm trying to tell you now.
How many do we have?
That is what I'm trying to tell you. And just listen to me so that you get the answer, okay? If we have 179 communities in Anambra State. So if you talk about primary school, we have 179 primary schools that are being called public school. Then you have other schools that are screaming as coming up, even as I am talking to you, some schools will start tomorrow.
No, is that the exact amount?
Informal schools.
Is that the exact amount? I'm not asking communities.
That will give you.
I'm saying
that will give you about 179 or above
of the number of schools and healthcare centers in Anambra State. Before we now think of even a policy, because see, before you have a policy,
Anambra State,
you must have data.
That is what I am saying.
So what's the exact number of schools and healthcare centers in Anambra?
Because the state do not have exactly how many schools that is coming up every day in Anambra State. The state did not have how many schools. If any data is giving you at 300, the person that gave you 300 is making mistake. If any data that is giving you, if we give him 179 or 200, it's a mistake. When we come into power, we are going to make sure that we have exact data of how many schools that we are having, so that we can know what schools we are managing. And we know how to put facilities into place.
At first,
that is what I'm saying. That is where the whole thing is getting bad.
Let me wrap up with you. At first, you don't have the data as we speak of the number of schools in the states. Because if you have it, you will have told me, based on the data I have on the number of schools, this is how I'm going to plan for the schools. Because I wanted to talk about now planning for healthcare and appropriating budget to do. So since you don't have the data, we can't go ahead. I wasn't asking for communities, I was asking for data, hard facts of what is on ground, according to the stipulation. So you don't have it. Dr. Abati, go ahead, please.
Okay, am I speaking with Ozon Nweke, the same man known as Ozon Nweke?
Yes.
Ozon Jeff Nweke. Okay,
yes.
Very good. You want to be governor of Anambra State. You want to displace the APGA governor,
course, I want to
who is the Professor Chukwuma Charles Soludo. Now, some of the stories I've seen about you, controversies here and there, community leader in Oka, involved in some other controversies.
Thank you.
I don't want to be specific. What do you think is special that you will bring to the table? I'm not talking about programs now. You as a person, what do you think? Just assessing you, there is even one candidate that is also getting popular in the contest. What is it that is so special about you as a person in terms of your ability, your competence, your familiarity with the environment, this subject, this state, that you think anybody should vote for you on November 8th?
Well, what is so special? Of course, there is something special about me, is that I'm not a foreigner in this state. I am from here. I am like every other person that is in Anambra State, and I want to tell you that. The difference is that these other people that have been coming and becoming governor or promising whatever, that the so-called politicians have been distinctive on their own and thinking that they are distinctive, and then looking down on the people and not understanding what the people want. Here is Jeff Nweke, who is just like people, like the other people, like every other person. And I understand the terrain. I understand where I'm living, because of whatever that we are feeling as bad effect of governance in Anambra State, I felt it and every other person is feeling it. So now I know what I am going to do, because I am just like them. And that is the only simple different thing. When I become the governor of Anambra State, I am not going to be pushing or giving things to people, pushing it down their throats. But it's going to be an inclusive governance, where everybody must have a say on how things are going to be done. On how things are going to be. Because you are not administering animals, you are administering people, human beings. So where empathy is needed, I have it and I will do it. Where administration is needed, to a place where you have to have expertise in administration, I'm not going to do it alone. People are going to be bringing in people that know it. You must listen to advice. Okay, and you are not going to believe that you know it all. Chief. And that is the person that you are looking at.
Okay, Chief.
And that is what is different between me and this other people.
Chief, I've just seen one of your posters where you say, rise with the nigger. Who is the nigger?
Yes.
Are you the nigger? What does that mean?
I am a nigger.
What does that mean? Nigger.
All right, Rufai...
Anambra people should vote for the nigger.
Not Rufai, Abati.
Yes, sir.
Yes, they should. Now, listen to me, Abati, and I am happy that I am talking these things with you now. I once saw you in London when you were having an interview with some people, and some questions were put at you that you were enjoying, and you say, yes, I am enjoying. And I know that probably it's because you've been working hard to make both ends meet, and of course you rise to this point where you could be able to go to London out of your job and so on and so forth. And believe you, honestly, Rufa, about it, some people want to be like you, but they couldn't. And not because they don't have the same quality that you have, but because they were not given some equal opportunity. It is true. Some of us are not given that opportunity. I am somebody that believes that all men are created equal. I should be given an equal opportunity. Do you understand? And not somebody coming to act like superseding or believing that people, that looking down on people and believing that you are top and the other people are down. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Now,
all right.
Having said this, what is happening to us is because, listen, I don't want you to cut me off.
I'm so sorry. We are out of time, Mr. Nweke.
Having said this.
Yes. We're out of time.
Yeah, I will just finish now. Just give me 2 minutes, I'll finish up. I'll finish up 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Having said this, what I'm saying is that every other person that is struggling to make both ends meet and doing whatever you can do to pay your school fees, to do whatever you are doing, but the bad governance is suppressing you and is not giving you that opportunity, but you are working very hard, that person is a nigger. And that's why I call myself a nigger. And most people in Anambra State are niggers.
All right, okay.
Because then,
thank you so much, sir. I'm not
showing.
sure we can use that word on air. I'm not sure about that. But thank you so much for your time with us today, Mr. Nweke. And the Anambra people will decide come 8th of November 2025.